Children, chapter 8 quadrilateral, we already completed midpoint theorem and converse midpoint theorem. Now based on that example and exercise 8.2 we have to do. So examples first, in triangle ABC, DEF are respectively the midpoints or the sides of AB, BC, CA show that triangle ABC is divided into four congruent triangles by joining D, E and F. So here you can see that the triangle ABC is given. The D is the midpoint of AB, E is the midpoint of BC and F is the midpoint of AC. If we join DEF continuously, we can get a triangle inside. Now the triangle ABC, if you consider, inside we are having, we can see that four triangles are there. We have to prove that these four triangles are congruent, right? So the first step is that we will consider the midpoint theorem application here. So D and F I am taking first. D and F are the midpoints of which side? AB and AC. So by midpoint theorem says that the line segment joining the the midpoints of two sides of the triangle, that is DF, is parallel to the third side of the triangle, so BC, and equal to half of it, so half of BC also. The same concept we are using here. With the help of midpoint theorem we are proving this one. So what we should write first? We have to write a given here. Triangle DEF, how we are getting? Formed by joining midpoints of AB, BC and CA of triangle ABC. To prove, because we don't know the order, so directly we cannot write the congruency order, so we will write here triangle ABC is divided into four congruent triangles. So given we have written, to prove we have written. Now what is the next step? Construction. There is no construction, already we have joined it because it's clearly instructed in the question. Now proof we have to go. So the first step we are using that by midpoint theorem. We will write here by midpoint theorem. By midpoint theorem, DF parallel to BC and DF equal to half BC. Okay. Now what is half BC? Because E is the midpoint, right? So I can write here, that means it is equal to BE. So DF equal to BE. And also DF parallel to BC means I can write here also DF parallel to BE, because BE is the part of BC. BE is the part of BC. Now you see, now you can see that DFEB, if it is a quadrilateral, it is a quadrilateral only because four sides. What is I told the name? DFEB. If we consider one pair of opposite side is parallel and also equal, which is the opposite side? We have got a DF and a BE. By the concept of midpoint theorem, we got that the DF is parallel to BC. So what I can write here? DF parallel to BE. Now other point of midpoint theorem, what is that? DF is half of BC. That means DF equal to BE, because E is the midpoint, right? So now we got that one pair of opposite side is equal and parallel. Therefore, DFEB is a parallelogram. From where we got this condition? Because we learned that a quadrilateral can be a parallelogram. Four conditions we have studied. Two pair of opposite side is parallel, two pair of opposite angles are parallel, two pair of opposite angles are parallel, diagonal bisect each other, then we have studied one more condition that one pair of opposite side is equal and parallel, then we can say that the quadrilateral can be a parallelogram, right? So the same condition we have used here. One pair of opposite side is equal and parallel, then DFEB is a parallelogram, right? So if it is a parallelogram, what is the diagonal? It is diagonal DE, right? We can take as a diagonal DE only. We have considered DF as the side for proving. Now we are considering another midpoint line, that is DE. DE became the diagonal for DFEB parallelogram. So we can write here diagonal DE divides it, means parallelogram, divides parallelogram. I'll write the name first only. First time we are writing, so I'll write the name itself completely. DFEB into two congruent triangles. Do you remember this first theorem of the same chapter? So diagonal D divides the parallelogram DFEB into two congruent triangles. This statement you can write, and we can write it directly, which is the rule. So which is the rule means, let us see the rough work here. What is this is not required for the proof here. For making you clear, this one I'll write, because it's a parallelogram we already proved. So we can take that DF equal to BE and angle D equal to angle E and DE equal to D. How we have taken this one? Triangle DFE and triangle DBE. Got now? So we have got the two triangles now. DFEB is a parallelogram we have already got. So DF, that is the first side, is parallel and equal to BE. So I have written BE here. Now DE is the common side. Now angle D and angle E are the alternate interior angle. Therefore, triangle DEF is the order I am taking, is congruent to triangle DEF is congruent to which is the order? So tell me. Triangle is D is having correspondence with the E, so I'll write here E. Next for D it is E, means E for D only. So we have written D for E. Okay, now E for D we have written E D B. SAS criteria, which is the criteria there? Side and included angle. SAS criteria. Now ASA also you can use here. Now again statement is enough for us. Why I am doing this proof means I'll show the order how we can write here. Now you tell me which is the diagonal we have considered here? DE only. So when you are taking the diagonal DE, it will be in the reverse order here. C, E and D. So the diagonal you can write in an alternate way. So I can write here as a theorem. It's a theorem statement only. Diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Therefore, what I can write it? Triangle DEF is congruent to, what is the order we got here? ED. EDB. SAS criteria we can write, or ASA we can write, whatever is the correct, that you should write correctly. So triangle DEF congruent to triangle EDB. So equation number 1. Similarly, we can prove DFCE is a parallelogram and FA is also parallelogram. That means the one vertex. First we are taken as a B as a vertex. DFEB we have proved, right? Now similarly we can write DFC. With the C we have to form the another parallelogram. DFCE, and what is another one? DEFA. That means with A also one more parallelogram. So 3 parallelogram we have to prove. Already one we have written the steps. For second and third one we will write similarly. So we will write similarly DFCE, right? And DEFA are parallelograms. Now what is the next step we have to prove? See the diagonal and write the congruent numbers. Which are the diagonal? EF is the diagonal for the second parallelogram, DFCE, right? DFCE, which is the diagonal FE. So we'll write EF divides DFCE into two congruent triangles. So which are they? Because I told this order you keep, so we are writing here triangle DEF congruent to. So now I give the hint because a similar step is there, but order is important once the congruency is written. You know that very well. So which is the diagonal you should identify? Which is the diagonal? E and F. See that one? DFCE, which is the diagonal FE. So FE will be alternate for us. FE will be alternate. So what we can write here? In place of E, it will be F. In place of F, it will be E. Identify the diagonal. Diagonal will be alternate because when a parallelogram we are taking, we know that the alternate interior angles are equal. The same concept we are using. So the order, it will be easy for us. E and F is the diagonal. So E and will be alternate interior angle only for us. So E, in place of E's place, F will be there. F's place, E will be there. Now which is the next letter? C is the next letter because with the C only we have considered this parallelogram. So in place of D we can write C. Again the same criteria. So once for the first step you identify which criteria you want. ASA you want means you can go for that one, or SAS you want means you can go for that way. So this is our second step. Right? Now the third one, which is the parallelogram, we got DEFA is a parallelogram. Once again see the figure DEFA, which is the diagonal there, DF. So we'll write there DF divides DEFA into two congruent triangles. Okay, so again I'll write the order DEF only. It is congruent to, which is the diagonal, you tell me now. DF is the diagonal, that means D and F. So in place of D it will be F, in place of F it will be D. Now which is the new letter for you? FA. So we'll write here triangle FAD SAS criteria. Now let us see the first three equations. Equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. So which are the triangles congruent to? Triangle DEF. On the left side you can see triangle DF. That's why I told her keep it in the order DF same. So DEF is congruent to EDB, triangle DF congruent to triangle CFE, triangle DF congruent to FAD. By using 1, 2 and 3, what is the conclusion we can make? Triangle DEF is congruent to triangle EDB, congruent to triangle CFE, congruent to triangle FAD. So how many triangles you got now? 4 triangles. So triangle ABC is divided into 4 triangles, hence proved. Okay. So let me repeat once again. We have got a DEF are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC and AC. What we have to prove? The triangle ABC is divided into 4 triangles. We are taking the application of midpoint theorem. What is the midpoint theorem? States that the line segment joining the midpoint of the 2 sides of the triangle is parallel to third side and half of it. So we are using by midpoint theorem DF parallel to BC and DF equal to half BC. If DF is parallel to BC, then DF is parallel to BE also. So we have written here. Next, what is the next step? DF equal to half BC. Since we know that E is the midpoint, half of BC means either BE or EC we can write. Now here we required BE only. So we are written here DF equal to BE, right? Now one pair of opposite side is equal and parallel. Then what is the concept here? DFEB is a parallelogram. So that property we have used here. Now what is the next step? See the diagram, then only you can understand very well. DFEB, DE is the diagonal. I'll mark here DFEB. What is the diagonal we have taken? D and E. So we learned the first theorem in this chapter, that diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So triangle DEF congruent to triangle EDB. What is the diagonal you have decided? See, D and E. So it will take in a reverse order. In place of D it will come E, and in place of E it will come D, because why it is happens means alternate interior angle concept. So triangle DF congruent to triangle EDB SAS criteria. If anybody is having doubt for this, they can use the steps. It is not compulsory, because for mark you have to write many questions, many steps are there. So the criteria you should remember either SAS or ASA, and the order very it should be correct. Congruency order is very important. Similarly, other two parallelograms we have to take. We have considered with B as a vertex. Now what is the next one? DFCE. Another parallelogram will be with A. So DAFE we can say, or DEFA. So we have written here DFCE, DEFA are parallelograms. Then the respective diagonal we have taken, which is the first diagonal EF, and EF and DF respectively the diagonals. Once you identify the diagonals, we can take the alternate angle concept. So EF is the diagonal, it will become CFE. So triangle DF congruent to triangle CFE. In this case what happened? DF became the diagonal, so FD. So triangle DEF congruent to FAD. Now we got three equations. By this what we'll get? A triangle DEF congruent to triangle EDB, congruent to triangle CFE, congruent to triangle FAD. That means the four congruent triangles in triangle ABC. And this concept you have to learn, because this present academic year next chapter is deleted, but the applications will come in the higher classes. When the midpoints are joined and getting a triangle means the triangle ABC is divided into four triangles. That concept you have to remember. So triangle, we got a triangle ABC is divided into four congruent triangles. Hence proved. With this today's class I am winding up. Thank you.